Woo! Wafted in. Okay. This is not good news.
Why?
For Arizona.
What happened?
Because
Kyler Murray's out.
No.
Not as bad.
No, not as bad.
But pretty bad.
But pretty bad. One of the
DeAndre
best
Hopkins?
receivers in the league. DeAndre Hopkins.
2 to 4 months. Torn MCL.
Pretty much the entire season.
Yeah.
They were pretty mad. They went to go get a second opinion. It did not work.
Okay, hypothetically, 2 months. That is 8 games.
That is 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
That is.
Super Bowl.
He's not making
He
it
could
back.
come back for the Super Bowl.
That'd be like a month and a half.
That would be an aggressive recovery.
Dang, I'm
So-
rooting for you
Yeah.
because they're going.
Well,
It's a huge bump in
got
the
tougher.
road. It's a massive bump in
here's
the
the
road.
thing. They have weapons.
They have a lot of weapons.
Still.
And to be honest, DeAndre Hopkins hasn't been doing a ton. Like, obviously, he's always a
Correct.
threat. He's super agile. He's super quick. He's one of the best receivers in the game. So that allows other players to make bigger
Exactly.
plays.
That's the problem.
But
Right. And they've already played without him games this season.
Yeah.
Well, but those games were without Kyler too, and they've won.
No problem.
So Kyler's number
End of the
one
video.
guy. I'd say it's a fair argument to say
Yes.
that he's his favorite target.
Yes.
oh, for sure.
On the other hand, the Cardinals set themselves up in a good position, signing AJ Green,
Who's
drafting
been
Ron,
good.
who's been very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is
I'm
best
looking
case
at target
scenario for
share.
AJ
So
Green.
against the Rams, DeAndre Hopkins had 26.5%. Then AJ Green had 20.
Yeah.
James Conner 18, and then Zach Ertz with 14. Where's Christian Kirk at?
Kirk's
He needs to step
not.
up.
Yeah, you haven't.
He's
heard-
about to. He's gonna have to now.
He
He
needs
has
to.
Yeah, but
All
like.
right. Yeah. So their next game is against Detroit. That's okay.
Put in
That's
their
a
whole
game that they
secondary
should
team.
win.
Yeah.
The game after that is against the Indianapolis Colts,
Tough.
which is a tougher
Tough
game.
and good defense too.
The next game after that is going to be the Dallas Cowboys, which
Tough.
is not a pushover team.
Tough.
And then their last team, which is Seattle Seahawks, which is a divisional game. So, I mean, that can go either way, but that should be hopefully a
Depends
another
what they're
win
playing for.
them.
Which how the
Exactly.
season's going, it probably will still be for the division and or first round bye.
So, like, that's 50% like hard teams you got to play right there.
The good news for Arizona is they're already almost locked into a playoff spot. So
yeah, but
I mean, of course, the first round bye is really what they're aiming to try to get now. With DeAndre Hopkins gone, it's going to make that pretty tough. But again, like DeAndre Hopkins wasn't even their leading receiver going like.
you're
Going
right.
into next
but
week.
still,
Well, yeah, I know it's
he takes the best corner away from all the other guys.
correct. There's no doubt about that.
It's definitely going to play a huge factor.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. It's just kind of how they could adapt and if they could get it done. I think the
they'll
worst case scenario, they just beat Detroit and they lose to the other teams. That's 11-5, which isn't the worst record. I mean, that'll definitely, I think, get them into the
Yeah.
playoffs
Yeah.
where they're going to
I
be.
honestly don't think they're in that much trouble with him
Nope.
gone.
Nope.
I don't think so.
Does
either.
it put the Rams above the Cardinals with DeAndre
Like
Hopkins
as an
gone?
overall team.
Right, as if they played again, or like say they played each other in the playoffs, and everybody's roster was the same as it is now.
I mean,
and
I
no
would say, yeah, I
DeAndre
mean, they relied on
Hopkins.
him a lot the last game.
He didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Right. And you were right. Look, and DeAndre Hopkins hasn't had like the greatest season.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
he's been kind
up
of a
to- I mean,
bust fantasy-wise.
yeah,
like
for
he
sure.
hasn't been that good.
at least up to his standard. It's not like
Yeah.
he's been doing terrible by any means.
His standard is not that great.
And someone we're forgetting about also is James Conner, which has been tearing it up the entire season. So maybe they'll try to rely on him a little more. I don't know if that'll be the best
They've been
option.
relying on him quite a bit
Yeah.
already. But
It might be dumb to say, but that James Conner might be a bigger blow than DeAndre Hopkins sometimes because they don't even have a good second string. Chase Edmonds is hurt.
I would say, yeah. I mean, if
And Connor's
Chase-
a
how
receiving
long's
back.
Edmonds hurt for though?
Honestly, I don't know.
Because Edmonds is a very good backup in my opinion if he's healthy.
Yeah.
So as long as Edmonds would be there, I'd say they'd be fine. But yeah, so both people from Texas that they brought in, J.J. Watt and DeAndre Hopkins, both out for the season.
It's kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised with JJ, but yeah, DeAndre.
Maybe Texans players just aren't supposed to make it to the Super Bowl, so that's why.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Definitely does.
Yeah, what's the stat on the last Texan player in the Super Bowl?
Oh, jeez.
Man, I don't even
I
know.
I don't know when DeAndre Hopkins has been hurt. I don't I
No.
can't
Well,
think
so
of a time when he's been hurt.
That's the thing. He's been so resistant to injury, and it's been kind of very impressive. Like if you've had something little minor, he plays it off. Which is, again, it just goes into how good of a receiver he actually is. So just the fact that he is out for this long shows how severe this injury actually is.
I have a question. So, with DeAndre Hopkins being hurt, I don't know if you guys have him as the best receiver in the league, but who are the top 3 best receivers in the league now?
Right now?
Yeah. Because DeAndre's out of it. He was. Would you argue that he wasn't a top 3?
Devontae Adams.
Devontae is number 1, and it's not even close.
Okay.
Stephon Diggs, to me, is
who's been having an off season.
I know.
Like I'd probably argue D-Hop would be really close to top 3.
Oh, you don't think he
agree.
would be in the top 3?
No.
This
Oh, really?
this
I would
season
say
I
or
wouldn't say
all-
that.
all time because like this season you got to put.
Yeah, we're
Cooper
just saying
Kupp.
this season or just
Yeah.
kind of like all together.
No, right now.
Like
As
Justin
of right now.
Jefferson's even up there to me.
Justin
Top
Jefferson's
5,
up
definitely,
there, yeah.
but,
Like people would say Debo Samuel, but he's like doing all this running back
Yeah,
stuff.
Debo
so it's
Samuel,
like
yeah.
He's a mix.
I wouldn't put Debo in
Yeah.
there.
D-Hop might be
Yeah.
number 3
He could
for
be.
me.
He could fight for that.
He might be number 3.
I would say Devontae Adams, Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean,
but
and then obviously
now-
Tyreek Hill's there. Like again, another guy that hasn't had like the biggest season,
Yeah.
at least compared to the past couple years. But
Man,
I
it's
mean-
just D-Hop with his just like honestly, it's more of his brains than his brawn on the
Yeah.
field.
Yeah.
We're
Like,
just
you
going
can
this
see-
season.
right now, if you're gonna draft a wide receiver for your team, like if you
Yeah.
could have a wide receiver on your team, would DeAndre Hopkins be one of the first 3 that you picked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 29. Like we're not talking about.
I
looking
mean,
towards
you're
the
trying to
future.
win like
We're
right
talking
now.
this season.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I'd
like
probably
his
take him.
smarts, dude. How he could literally he
His
just
hands,
knows exactly
man.
where the
He's
sideline
a player where you could close your eyes, toss it up, and you can
Yeah.
count on
He
him
does
to
not
get it.
drop stuff.
Yeah.
That one, what was it last year? The Hail Mary or whatever in the
Hail
end zone.
Mary,
It was
yeah.
like 1v3 and he caught it.
Against the Bills. Yeah, he would definitely be a top 3 for me then in that scenario.
His catching skills are immaculate.
Devontae Adams, him.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. How do we not say Cooper Kupp?
Well,
I mean,
I
you
someone
definitely
did,
have-
yeah, he did.
You definitely have to say Cooper Kupp. And
This
give him some
season, yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said Cooper.
Oh, you said
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp? So you did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's okay.
My apologies, sir.
It's all right. But all right, here we'll go down the line. Is D-Hop being out going to impact the Cardinals the
Is it
rest
going
of the
to
season?
impact him?
Like,
Yeah,
in
are
what
they
way?
is it going to impact them in a harsh way where they're going to fall off, kind of? Not fall off, but are they going to lose this pedestal that they're on?
I say no, but there's like a 9% chance it could.
Okay,
Wow.
Tommy.
I'd also say no, not entirely.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt, but
I'm going to say no. I think the only way it could is if this affects them mentally. Like
Yeah.
if they believe that maybe they're in trouble.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
With
agree.
Kyler
I
back
don't
there,
think. Yeah, I don't think that would be the case. I think that's the
Connor.
only way that it affects
Yeah.
them.
I mean,
they might be excited for all we know. It's like, oh, now more
Wow.
people can catch the ball.
well,
well, I mean, maybe the other
yeah.
receivers.
obviously it sucks, but again, I feel like if you're a Cardinals fan and if you're on the team, you know you got a good foundation.
We've seen them get it done without
So,
Hopkins
exactly.
and Murray
Yeah.
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then real quick, out of all the players that they have, who's going to be the one that steps up the most? You have AJ Green, you have Kirk, Rondell Moore. You could throw Zach Ertz's name in the mix. So we're talking receivers.
I think AJ Green.
As I said, I mean, just based on what they've done the rest of the season, I think it has to be AJ Green.
I think Kirk will step up the most just because he hasn't been having that good of a season, and now we're gonna start to see him
I
have
was
a
kind
better
of getting
season.
those vibes a little bit too.
Like AJ Green has been having a good season.
Right.
He needs to.
He's
You're right.
gonna
He
gonna
needs to.
continue to do so, but I think
Right.
Christian
And-
Kirk is gonna be the one
yeah.
that steps up.
And the
after
only
D
reason
Hop is
I'm
gone.
more leaning towards AJ Green as well is because he's been a number one receiver in Cincinnati.
exactly.
So
I was
he,
gonna
he
say.
And I thought
relies
this was
on
going
him.
to
He
be
knows
Kirk's
that.
breakout year. Actually,
I thought so, too.
And
It
it
might
has
still-
not been.
he
He
still
started
has
out.
a chance.
He either has a really good game or he does zero.
Well, the thing is, they just keep bringing in so many receivers.
I know.
that it
You got
just makes it
Rondell Moore.
tough.
Then you give targets to Connor, Zach Ertz. It is tough to get
That is the
a
thing,
lot
though.
of productivity.
If he goes off towards the end of the season and in the playoffs, like that's going to be what's fresh on our minds. So it still could be, like you said, TJ. It could be a Kirk season, you know.
Yeah.
But who knows? If you're
Yeah.
an Arizona Cardinals fan, let us know how you're feeling in the comment section down below. I know it doesn't feel
Yeah,
good,
it
but
can't feel good. But
let us know if you're pretty safe and you think, hey,
Yeah.
we'll
How
make
about
it
like
through
a panic meter on a scale from 1 to 10? How hard are you
Yeah.
panicking?
like, I think remember when Antonio Brown got concussed
I remember
going
that.
into the next game. I was like, we're effed.
Yeah. That's how I felt too.
this.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.